It's time to talk about some New Year's resolutions, baby. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooke if you've never seen me before, and I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to 2020 freaking 2. We're here, baby. We made it. What the is life? Honestly, are we in a simulation? Like, for real? Like, what is going on? Like, I actually don't know. Today we are going to be talking about your New Year's resolutions and how you're gonna stick to them, and I'm gonna help you with that. Should I take my own advice? I probably should. So after I make this video, I'm just gonna put that in my little favorites bar on YouTube, and I'm just gonna continuously watch it. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So for some reason, every single year when the new year begins, everyone else just wants to restart their whole entire life like a video game. And you know what? It sounds fun, but it really ain't easy. Like, let's be honest. Today, I'm about to give y'all some tips, some realistic shit that some people might not tell you about your New Year resolution, why you might not be sticking to them, and how to properly plan out your resolutions. Because some people just, they're all over the place, but we'll get to that. Let's start with number 1. Okay, so I have a couple tips that I think will really help you really figure out your resolutions and how to stick to them and what's most important. So number 1 is to plan out your resolutions. So planning out what's most important to you. And I'm going to be giving you some examples. So I'm not just giving you tips, I'm going to give you examples so you understand really where I'm coming from. And if you think like this, you'll understand how to change your thought process and to actually help you. For example, when I say plan out what's most important to you, is losing 5 pounds or 10 pounds or whatever extremely important to you? Or is becoming healthier and creating healthy habits more important to you? It's more about breaking down your wants, you know what I'm saying? Yes, you're gonna lose weight in that process, but you want to create a healthy habit, because after you reach like the 5 to 10 pounds and you're like, yes, I did my New Year's resolution, like, what comes out of that? Hopefully healthy habits with eating and healthy workout habits, or just a healthier lifestyle. So instead of saying I want to lose 5 to 10 pounds, you know, that could be very discouraging. And I think you should just say, I really want to eat healthier, I really want to work out my body, I really want to live a healthier lifestyle. And I think that already will take so much pressure off your brain. I don't suggest at all to look at a scale and just really look at yourself and how you feel. Obviously, if it's more serious, maybe you need to look at a scale for some reason, go ahead, but I do not suggest at all looking at a scale and looking at certain numbers or nothing along those lines. You will know and feel when you are healthier, and I believe that, like, literally 100%. But yeah, so that's my first step, is planning out what is most important to you and to reword the things that you want. And in the resolutions, the way you word stuff, make sure you're speaking it correctly, make sure you speak it on a realistic level for yourself to even understand. Because even saying I want to lose 5 to 10 pounds, it might seem scary. You might be like, how the hell am I going to do this? Then you break it down even more. I have to eat healthier, I have to work out, I need to get more sleep, like things like that. And I think that will already really rewire your brain to be like, I can really do this, like this seems achievable. And instead of having I want to lose 5 to 10 pounds, it breaks down resolutions into even more like accessible things, such as eating better and working out. So instead of just one thing, that breaks it down even more into other things. Am I repeating myself a lot? I am, but I know you understand me. Number 2, limit your resolutions. Everyone is always just like, I want to do this. Like, you know, when you were like 5 years old and you had that whole Christmas list, you know, for miles long. I want this, I want this. Y'all remember those little calendars that would have toys in it, and you would look at it and be like, I want this, I want this, you know? Don't let your resolutions list become as long as your 5-year-old Christmas list. Keep it limited, be realistic with yourself. And you might still want things, you might still want to achieve things, but do they need to be on your resolutions list? Maybe not. Maybe that's another reason why you become so overwhelmed, because you're just like, I have to work on this and this and this every day. I have to work towards this and this, and it might become too overwhelming. Maybe those things will just come, you know, with you working on your actual resolutions, maybe things you want will just come with that. So really focus in on what you want your resolutions to be and what should be on that list and what's worthy enough to be on that list, because I think it really freaking matters. All right, so number 2 is really short. Number 3, start small. So I'm gonna just keep using this as an example because I think a lot of people can relate to this and you'll understand me better. So I'm gonna speak it in terms of an example because that's the only way I feel like it'll come across. So let's say, as I've said a million times, you want to eat better. You're not gonna just cut every bad food out cold turkey. You're gonna go freaking insane. You're gonna feel deprived of things, and honestly, you're not gonna feel good about yourself. You're not gonna feel good about your life. I don't know why people think, oh, I'm just gonna cut it out, I'm gonna feel so good. Like, no, you're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna be thinking about the stuff that you really wanna eat. You're probably gonna make yourself feel really freaking hungry, even though what you're eating is still food that fills you up, but you just want something else so bad that you won't feel full enough, and you'll end up eating the food that you really didn't want to eat because it's unhealthy for you in the first place. So starting small, like let's say you do want to eat healthy. Instead of having, let's say you always have ice cream after dinner, I'm not even telling you to stop eating ice cream. Just look for healthier options. Go for maybe dairy-free. They even have lactate ice cream, because some people don't even like dairy-free. They're like, ew, I don't like coconut milk, I don't like no oat milk, I don't like none of that. And you know what, I feel you. They even have lactate-free milk. You know what I'm saying? Maybe lactate is something that's hurting your stomach a lot, but I ain't gonna lie, that shit tastes good, okay? But they have lactate-free milk, they have vegan ice cream, they have so many options. So it's not even about cutting something out. Maybe there's healthier replacements, just so you don't feel like you're losing something or missing something, because for some people, they might have such an attachment toward things that when they don't have it, they really feel like they're losing out. So instead of like depriving yourself or making yourself feel like you lost something, just replace it with something else, and you'll still be fulfilling that, just in a healthier way. Even instead of having one bad meal, try to be like, you know what, I might still have 2 bad meals today, but as long as I have 1 good meal, that's an improvement, like, already. And then every day it'll become easier to have that 1 good meal, and then you'll be like, well, why don't I just have another good meal? I already had a good lunch, so let me just finish off the day with a good dinner or something like that. It'll really motivate you to be able to just try another thing, to feel more comfortable to try another thing. Don't just jump in and eat salads for the whole day. Do not do that. First of all, ew, who wants to eat that? Like, no, you can live a healthy lifestyle and you don't have to eat grass. I'm being serious, y'all. Like, I'm being freaking serious with you. You do not need to then just go outside and eat your damn grass. You know what I'm saying? Do not do that. Do not deprive yourself. Do not do anything on any level. Do not deprive yourself of anything. You need to slowly work into things, and the easier it becomes, the easier it is to make bigger and bigger changes. That's my number. Wow, can I hold my hands up any weirder? That is my 3rd tip for y'all, is to start small, okay? Rome wasn't built in a day, honey. It started from nothing. Remember that. Okay, y'all. Number 4, avoid repeating your past failures. So this tip really kind of blends into some of the other tips that I did, but it's basically, don't pick the same resolution that you keep picking every single year, every single beginning of every month. Like, don't do that, because if you've already been failing, you already know that you ain't gonna do it. Like, let's just be real. Like, I should freaking put a point on here of just be real with yourself, okay? You need to just be realistic with yourself. You know yourself better than anyone else. And if you've already been saying the same thing over and over again to yourself and you never did it, what makes you think you're gonna do it now? It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. You gotta be real with yourself. You have to reword the things that you want. You need to break it all down. The best thing you could do is be realistic with yourself, and you'll honestly reach your goals way faster. Way faster. Talk to yourself how you would talk to someone else. Be like, if someone came up to you and they were like, oh, like, I didn't get to do this today, would you be like, you're a fucking failure? Like, no, you'd be like, all right, try again later, try again tomorrow. Like, there's always another day. Like, don't don't get inside your head, okay? But don't repeat your past failures. Reword shit, say shit differently. It really helps. If you're not in that same mindset and you're thinking of it in a different way, it'll really change shit up. It'll really change shit up. Okay, my next tip for you is sort of long. I wrote kind of a long thing, but I'll try to say it quickly because I like to ramble. Okay, so my next tip is to remember that change is a process. Now, what I mean by that is the things that you probably want to change, some of your bad habits, some of just stuff that you want to change. It might not even just anything you want to change. You've probably been doing these things for weeks, for months, even years. So what makes you think that you're going to be able to change it or fix it in a day, in a week, in a month? It's just not gonna happen. You need to be realistic with yourself. Some stuff you can fix like quickly, but you need to be easy on yourself, okay? I'm gonna read off what I wrote here because I wrote it good and I don't know how to like speak it the same way I spoke it into my phone. So this is what I wrote. You might not see a difference immediately, like how you hope for. You do an ab workout one day, you wake up, you go, what the hell, like I'm so sore, why do I have, or something like that. Like, it ain't gonna happen. You need to give it time, and you'll really notice the change and the improvement and the benefit of waiting. When, let's say, you've been really consistent with something, you miss it for one day, you go back to your old habit for one day, for one moment, and you realize how good it felt to do the other choice, to not do what you just did, to not, you know, stoop down and fall back to your old self. It feels good to do the better option, to do the right thing. And that's the thing that'll keep you going, is also realizing it. So realize that failure is sometimes okay, because it'll remind you how good it feels to do the right thing. And it's not even failure, like, I don't want you guys to think of it as failure, like, no, like, you're human. You're allowed to freaking fall back into your old habits. Like, we're literally human beings, okay? So if it happens, like, don't worry. But it's the fact of noticing and realizing and feeling, you know, just how it felt and how shitty it might feel to like go back to your old habits. And that'll bring you right back to, I never want to feel that again. I never want to do that again. Like, for example, like, let's say you really want to stop drinking, and you drank and you felt like shit the next day, and you're just like, damn, like, I know everyone to feel like this. This makes me want to like sit in bed all day. This makes me want to do like nothing. And then, but you know how it feels to not do that. You know how it feels to be productive and get up at a normal time and not sleep in your bed and feel all lazy and unproductive and all this shit. Like, you know how it feels. And that's just gonna remind you of how good it feels to put work into yourself and to make those changes you really want. Because when you go back to your old self, when you do stuff your old self that your old self did, and you feel how shitty that feels, like, that's the wake-up call you need sometimes. I'm just gonna make this a different tip. The next tip is stop acting like you need to start on a new day, on a new year, on a new Monday. Like, why is that a thing that everyone feels like they need to just start at, like, whatever they think is the starting line? Like, do y'all even realize, like, when did time even start? Like, is today actually Sunday? Like, no one knows actually anything. So what does it matter what time you start eating better or working out better or stop smoking, or like, who, like, what? Who cares? Who cares about that? If you eat like shit at lunchtime but you ate good for breakfast, that doesn't mean you have to eat like shit for dinner. Like, no, just literally be like, well, I'm gonna go back though to doing good. Like, just because you did, like, went back a little bit doesn't mean you can't continue forward. You know what I'm saying? If you trip, you're not gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna start over. Like, no, just literally get up and keep pushing. It's okay. Just stop looking for the right time, because it'll never come. If you're constantly waiting for the right time, the right moment, it'll never come, because you'll literally make yourself feel like it's never the right time, because you subconsciously don't ever want to start. Stop looking for the right moment, the right time, the right date. Like, just start. Let's say you're feeling really shitty that day. You're in bed, you feel really bad about yourself or something. And that day you decide, you know what? I want to go to the gym. Who says you can't get up, go to the gym, sign up, and work out that day? Why do you have to wait for the next day? Why do you have to wait for the next week? Why can't you get up at 4 p.m. and be like, I'm gonna do something right now? Why can't you just do that? Why can't, says who? Time means literally nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Do it whenever you have the motivation to start. Do it then. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting for the right moment. It will never come. Okay, my next step is really important and is probably one of the biggest pieces to help you really stick to your resolutions. And some people might not want to hear this, including me. I'm one of the people that don't want to hear this. Getting support. Now, what I mean by this is, let's say something you want to change. For example, let's say you want to stop drinking. Let's say you want to stop drinking because you feel like shit. You put on weight, it makes you feel like crap, makes you feel lazy, you get no enjoyment out of it. But when you hang out with your friends, that's all they want to do. Maybe you're in a habit of constantly going to the bar. Maybe you're constantly feel like you need to go party and all this and that, whatever you do with yourself. Whatever it is, I'm just saying drinking as an example. But the people you're around makes you feel like you need to do it, or there's just tons of peer pressure behind it, or maybe they're not even pressuring you. You are putting this pressure on yourself because it's been such a habit for so long. You don't want to be like, no, I don't want to go out tonight. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to drink. Can we just like hang out? Can we watch a movie? But they make you feel bad about it in a way, or maybe they don't, but you feel bad about it and you fall into yourself pretty much. You sabotage yourself by saying, oh, they must think I'm boring now, or no. And if anyone makes you feel bad about anything, they're not your friend. They are not people that are going to support you at all, and they're literally sabotaging you so you don't get what you want. And you're going to sabotage yourself by being friends and staying around these people. If you tell people that you want to eat healthy, and when you go out with them, they go straight to McDonald's, they don't care about you. Like, I'm sorry, they really freaking don't. If they say, oh, we're going to McDonald's, where do you want to go? Because I know you want to eat better. Like, that's something they notice, that they care about you. They want to make sure that you stick into your goals and you stick into whatever. Because just because they want to eat like shit doesn't mean you got to eat like shit. If you want to eat healthy and the people around you want to eat like shit, that's honestly fine. But if they're forcing you to eat like shit, or if they're forcing you to feel like you need to eat like shit, those are people you don't want to be around. Do not be around anyone that gives you temptation. Don't be around anyone that gives you pressure. Even if the pressure's inside of your head, if you don't know how to like stop and get out of your head when you're around certain people, maybe back off from hanging out with them. Maybe back off from being around them. Maybe back off from talking to them. Because if they aren't supporting you, you ain't gonna get anywhere. Because the people that you put like your time and energy to, they really get in your head. Like, you really care about these people and what they say and stuff like this. So the people around you really determine how much you're going to accomplish in life, period. Not just your New Year resolutions, anything. If you really want to get a certain job, but your friends don't care because they just want to go out and party, and you're like, oh, I'm going to be exhausted going to work tomorrow or something, and they can't understand that, like, they are just not people that you want to be around. You want to be around people that are understanding and push you towards being a better person. So that's what I have to say on that. Okay, guys. See, one of my New Year resolutions is to stop touching my fucking hair because I can't stop touching it. Anyways, so my last tip is not really a tip. It's just my personal note that I want to give you. Do not give up. Speak what you want into existence. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. Stop listening to other people, even if people think you are insane. Do not listen to them. If people don't think your dream is insane, then it's not big enough. Dream big, y'all. Dream so big that people are like, what are you saying? What are you saying? Do not give up. Say what you want into existence. Manifest it for yourself. My one thing though that I do want to say is, don't be a dick. Don't hurt people to get what you want. Don't hurt people on the way up. Stay true to yourself. And that's basically it. Don't hurt people, don't be a douche, and be nice. Okay guys, that's the end of this video. I rambled long enough, but those are some of my tips on how to really stick to your resolutions. I know this is like 10 days after the new year, but who cares? Like I said, who cares about time? If you want to start right now, if you're watching this and you're like, oh, I really want to start, like she's right, I really want to do it, like go do it. Go do it right now. If you want to go look into whatever, make a new tab right now and start searching up shit you're wondering about. You don't need to go to your PC, go down, like you don't need to do nothing. If you're on your phone, do it on your phone. Stop giving excuses to why you can't do it. No more. If you're motivated, act on it. I don't care if it's 3 in the morning. I don't care if it's devil's hour. Do it. Work on yourself and don't give up. All right, y'all. After I just preached to Jesus, I'm gonna leave now. Drop a like if you're generous. Subscribe if you're generous. I'm thinking of what I should do for my 700 subscribers special, so if you have any ideas, let me know. I'm trying to think. But yeah, love y'all. Good luck on your New Year resolution, and I hope this is the best year of your freaking life. Bye.